Good day and welcome to today's edition of the Sport Wrap Show. I am your host, Brian Munango, updating you on the latest sports news. Well, it's Friday and we all look forward to a beautiful weekend with a lot of games to look forward to and a lot of sporting events. African Stars signed a new midfielder all the way from Mozambique, and Manchester City and Arsenal highlight the weekend. But more on all of these later. Now we head into today's hit list. Forward to fireworks. Hwases said that. The president of Netball Namibia, Rebecca Hwases, says they are looking forward to fireworks this weekend at the MTC Premier League playoffs taking place in Windhoek at the Wanderers courts. These are two groups of teams. Team A consists of Afrocat Wildcats, Wanderers Tsumeb, Young Stars and Blue Waters, whereas Team B consists of the Young 11 Stars, Maria Goretti, NC Northern Flyballers, and Marienthal Nampo. We are looking forward to a great display of netball and competition so that we can get the best out of our players, because it is our belief that the Premiership is the flagship of the country, should be regarded as a high tempo level, she said. We want competition, we want teams and give next club the run for their money. That's why we decided to give an opportunity to the 4 teams that have been relegated, a chance for survival, as they have been a part of this league setup and they have been picking up points. Well, knowledge and strategies. Well, Hwase said there are 4 spots up for grabs. So a lot to look forward to with the netball this weekend, as we will see you at the Wanderers courts. Well, Neri on Ngitumba's radar in the quest to become world champion. Hard-hitting Philippus energy. Ngitumba says he does not fear anyone in his division and is determined to beat every opponent, including Mexican pugilist Luis Neri. Neri is the guy I want to fight. It's as simple as that, he said. Currently ranked number 10 by the WBO, the boxer who was born and raised in the Huangwena region boasts a record of 13 fights, 12 wins, 11 from knockouts and 1 loss. Well, beaten by the boxing bug. Speaking during the interview with Namibian Sun Sports Desk, Gitumba said that he moved to Swakopmund looking for greener pastures. It was that he got into boxing in 2013. Gitumba now fights out of the MTC Nesta Sunshine Tobias Boxing Academy. Well, Kudu to compete at 7th rugby tournament in South Africa. Well, a team of 13 Namibian club rugby players left for Malmesbury, South Africa to compete in the Westbank Spa 7th rugby tournament. It will be the second time that players from Namibia will be in action at the event. A Kudu's rugby team competed in 2020 and was stopped by Invincible 14-7 in the quarterfinal round of the competition. Roses defeated St. George's in the final, and this time a team consisting of mostly Kudu players with Joshua Jacobs and Captain Percy Nash as vice captain. They have been strengthened by players from Grootfontein and from UNAM. And this is what was said. The aim is to make it into the final. The players are well prepared and super fit. It is a very demanding tournament with a high standard, said Alistair Carolison, a member of the organization committee that is. Well, making the tour possible was a huge challenge. We needed to scratch 70,000 together to cover costs. Various sponsors came on board and we decided to name the team in the Kudu Invitational team to honor the memory of the late James de Koker, after many of his friends raised most of the money needed to make the trip a reality. Well, the tournament will see 32 teams from all over the Western Cape in action. The event takes place over 2 days on 3 pitches at the West Bank Sports Ground. Well, after the break is in the pipeline segment. Do stay tuned. Well, African Stars complete the signing of attacking midfielder Uetuuru Kambato from Costa Do Sol in Mozambique. At just 25 years old, Kambato brings a wealth of experience and skill to the African Stars. He is eager to show his skills on the field and help his new team reach new heights. Well, stay tuned for that interview.
Uetuuru. Yeah, Uetuuru. Okay, Kambato. Congratulations to your fans. Why do you choose African Star?
Thank you very much. And African Star is one of the biggest clubs in Namibia. You know, as we all know, what it has done in Namibian football. And why I chose it is because I've always wanted to play for a team like African Star, one of the biggest in Namibia. I've always pushed myself. Maybe one day I would get a chance. And yeah, today I'm very proud of myself to be here today. Thank you.
Saturday, are you going to be in the first debut?
Yeah, I don't have a say in that. You know, the coaches, as we are pushing this week, we are really pushing hard, and you know, I'm pushing, so anything is possible. You know, I can do it.
As you can see, Star is top on the log.
Yeah.
Are you going to make a difference?
Yeah, I can make a difference, and I believe as my main objective is, you know, to help the team and score goals. As I know I can do that, and just help win as more games as possible as we can.
What is your jersey number?
Just number 24.
Number 24.
Yeah,
you must look out of that jersey in the field.
Yeah, no, we must let them know. They must look out for jersey number 24.
Okay, tell us, where have you been in the previous? Where did you play your previous tournament outside the country?
Oh, I was playing in Costa Do Sol, Mozambique, one of the biggest clubs also in Mozambique, and we won Joker Cup, one of the cups there they play, and I was called for the national team, but due to some injuries and I didn't make it there. Yeah.
And your final words for it?
Final words. I just want people to come in numbers and come watch African Stars, as we are going to take the maximum points this weekend.
Well, as everyone is getting ready for Friday, we see the highlight being Arsenal facing Manchester City in the FA Cup later on today. We caught up with one of Arsenal's biggest fans, and that's Kali, to give us his prediction for that big game and what he thinks of the Premier League this season. Do stay tuned for Kali's interview. Okay, we're joined by Kali, one of the biggest Arsenal supporters. Kali, let's talk about how surprising of a season this is for Arsenal. As an Arsenal fan, the way this is finally over. I mean, this might just be the season you guys actually do it. What are your thoughts on Arsenal this season in the Premier League?
No, this season it's like going well. Like we said, we trust in the process. We have a good coach, we have a good team. We got some reinforcements now. We're still busy working with some deals according to the papers. So hopefully those players will come in and strengthen the team. But all in all, taking it one game at a time, like we're following the vibe, but we're not trying to get ahead of the team. So we just have to take it a game at a time, and then it looks good. It looks good.
Okay, let's talk about the cup game today.
Yes.
Cup game, you guys are facing Man City for the first time this season. It's not in the Premier League, but how do you think Arsenal or both teams are going to line up? Are they going to go weaker? Is Haaland going to get rested? Odegaard, do you see, or do you think both teams are going to go strong with this one?
I think it's going to be a full team for both sides. It's quite a big game. I don't think anyone wants to give it away. Looking at the lineup, I think it will be the same lineup that we had last weekend, unless he wants to give the new players a chance. I think City will go with Haaland because we saw in I think it's the EFA Cup, they didn't go with Haaland and they ended up losing the game. So I don't think Pep will take the chance again. But I think it would be an interesting match. It's going to be a good test for the two Premier League games that are coming up. So I think this is going to tell exactly how the outcome for the other teams will be. My prediction, if you have to ask, obviously Arsenal 2-1, hopefully. But like you said, Haaland is going to be on the score sheet. I think he'll be on the score sheet, but I'll just give him one goal. But otherwise, it's going to be Arsenal win, hopefully.
Okay, for you as a supporter, let's talk about players this season. Who has impressed you the most in the Arsenal team?
So far, Odegaard, I think he stepped up to the plate. Like everyone saw, like he was still like a young, only 23. Like to be captain at that age, while you still have Xhaka in the team, you had Partey, but I think he really pulled up. You don't hear him like doing a lot of press conference where he's like addressing like the team and anything, but you can see like in the background all the players, you see that they do respect him. But I would say Odegaard like he's pulling the weight, and then obviously Saka is coming through. Like hopefully we can tie him down with the new contract. But Odegaard, Saka, the other guys. Martinelli is also coming through, and surprisingly in Ketia, like he took over from Jesus. So hopefully when Jesus is back, I think Tita will have a big headache on his hand. But so far the team has depth, so we're doing well. Yeah.
I mean, we all thought when we heard Gabriel Jesus is out for a long time, the doubters started saying, okay, this is where the slump will come in, and then Nketiah just stepped up, and he's been a wonderful. It's like a new signing for Arsenal. What do you think?
Exactly. Yeah. If you check the previous seasons, like he would, like whenever he came on, like I think he has like a good goal score ratio. Like every time he comes on, like you would expect him to score, and he always scores. Like he scored a couple of important goals towards the end of last season as well. But the injury for Jesus was like a bad blow for us. Like we thought we make a starting, but I think obviously Arteta went with the player we had, and he gave the guy a chance, and it paid off. Like he's currently scoring goals. He's playing well. He's looking good. So I think when Jesus is back, somehow they will just have to see how they rotate. But I still see him in the starting lineup, maybe just to slowly, gradually get Jesus in.
Let's talk about our game that's happening today. Okay, but before we talk about the game, let's talk about what do you think is the difference for Arsenal this season? Why has Arsenal been performing so well and so consistently that they only lost one game in the Premier League?
Yeah, if you look at the performance backward, you would see like the team is playing with a lot of confidence. I think all the players have developed into what we're seeing now. It was a work in progress. If you have to see like last season and the season before, the guys were still maturing. Arteta was still trying to find the right formation, and I think we also didn't have that many injuries. Okay, we have Tierney that's injured now. Partey has been consistent like for the last 6 months, so that was a big plus for us. But I think it's the consistency and the hunger. You would see like some of the games where we went 1-0 down, halftime you were like, are we going to pull through or not? And then that's a difference between this season and last season. Like last season you would be like, if you're 1-0 down, you don't see a comeback. But this season it's like, even if you're 2-0 down or last minutes you just saw against Manchester United, we made it through. It's like they thought they're going to get a draw out of us, but we pushed through. So I think there's that drive where the guys are like, we need to win each game. They won't settle for anything but a win,
That was a sweet victory for you guys, because I think everyone was doubting Arsenal against Manchester United, since it's the only team that beat you guys in the Premier League. But the win against Manchester United, how big of motivation, or how big of a win is it for Arsenal?
I think it was like a sweet victory for us, like especially like you said, they did beat us the first previous leg. So when we got that win, I think it was like one of the wins for the season. Like so the team did really well. I myself, I thought it's gonna be a draw. Like when they first scored, I was like, okay, we're gonna do a comeback. It's gonna come back, and then we went for second 2-1 when we were up, and then they did a almost to the end where they had like a second goal, and I was like, come on boys, let's push that one. We need that goal, and they came through. So I think that was a really good victory for us. Big ups Menu, they did play well. It was a really good game, competitive. It's like there wasn't any moment where you want to stand up or just to get a drink or anything, because it was like that game where you didn't want to miss anything. So it was like one of the games of the season so far. But like you said, City is coming up, so we see what City has in store for us.
Okay, let's speak of the fact that you guys are facing City twice in the league still after the FA Cup that's taking place today. Do you think the result that's going to have the result in this game, will it have an effect on performance-wise in the Premier League?
I think this game, because we have a break this weekend, it's going to be like FA Cup, like you said. So I think depending on how the outcome comes, I think the boys, if we do win, it's going to be even more push for us. But if we happen to lose or draw, I think the guys will still come back as a team, and then because they know we still have two tries against City, and so I think it won't have that much impact on the guys' confidence because they're playing really well, and like I said, the maturity of the team is there, so I don't think it's going to drop. Hopefully we have some new signings that are going to be tested out so we can see what they can offer us. But yeah, I think we will still push on the league here.
Okay, you guys made a great signing with Leandri Trossard.
Yes.
I see Arsenal are still on the chase for Moises Caicedo, the Brighton player there.
Yeah.
Do you think if you add these guys to the squad, will they bring in what Arsenal needs to push for the title?
Yeah, I think so, because if you see like most of the guys, like the lineups has been the same since the season started, so I think some guys, the fatigue might be setting in, so they might have to have like a game or two where it's like they can have a rest, because they're also playing, like you said, the League Cup games. There's the same guys that are playing, so I think a bit of rotation would be good for the players, so they can also just have that extra breather, like an extra session if they have to do it on the weekends, like, so they can also have a breather to say like, okay, this game you can sit it out or you can start from the bench. But I think those extra players will just help to balance when we have to actually rest players, because you can see the current fixtures that are the lineup that's coming up. It's quite a lot of games that are going to play with the Europa also coming in, so you need those extra players just to come and fill in for those gaps, so you don't have a player that's playing every game and then at the end he gets injured because he doesn't have enough rest time. So yeah, I think the signings were good. I think we still need one or two just to make sure that it's well balanced, but yeah, the new signings do look good. Yeah.
Okay, $1 million question.
Yes.
Top of the table,
Yeah.
5 points in the lead.
Yes.
2 games to play against Manchester City. Do you guys think you can push all the way through to the finish line and win the Premier League?
Of course, we're going to win the Premier League. So watch this space. They've been taunting us since the season started. Like I said, it's just a phase, but the phase is becoming a reality, you know. So I think we'll still make it through to the whole season. Like the stumbling blocks are City. We have City twice and Liverpool as well. But I think we will push through at least one of those games. If it's not a win and a draw for us, we will still push through, because like we still have like 20 games left in the season. But I think it's coming home. It's coming home.
Okay, well, it's been an exciting season for Arsenal. Other teams are slacking. Liverpool have not been at their best. Chelsea are trying to buy their way out of trouble. What is your view, or how do you feel about the Premier League this season, apart from Arsenal, other teams? What are your takes on how the Premier League has been this season?
I think it's been one of the best seasons that we have. Like, so you have a lot of surprising teams. Like, if you have to look at the table, look where Newcastle was last season. They were trying to fight relegation. Like, they just made it at the last 3-4 games that they pulled through. So Newcastle is quite a surprise. You have Brighton. They have been pushing. They have a new coach. Thank you for Trossard, by the way. But yeah, they're also pushing, and like if you have to see the teams after that, even if you have to check the league, the table, Chelsea, like you said, they're not doing that well. But the other teams in the mid teams, where you can't even call a mid team anymore, because like you call them a mid team and then you see you lose against them. So it's been a very surprising season. But you can see like the top teams or the mid teams, like Everton is struggling quite bad. Hopefully when they get a new coach, they will push, because we don't want to see Everton there with all the history. Same with Southampton is also struggling a bit, but you see they had a good win against City. But yeah, it's been a surprising season so far. But I think Liverpool will have some couple of good runs, so I don't think they will be they're far by the league. I think they'll start pushing up in this last round. Same with Chelsea, buying their way through to the title. But I think the balance is not right in Chelsea, so I don't see that the team gelling anytime soon. So, but it's been an interesting season.
Okay, give us your top 4 prediction for the season and which 3 teams you think we won't be having next season.
Okay, so top 4, obviously Arsenal wins the league. City second place. I'll put money on Newcastle to be either 3rd or 4th, and I think Liverpool might make a late run for Champions League spot number 4. If I have to put Man U in the mix, I think maybe number 6 on the table. Yeah, but then relegation, I think Everton will still push through. I think Nottingham is doing well. The problem now is Southampton. I don't see them, the features they have, like they might have a stumbling block. So maybe Southampton might go down. Same with, if you have to see Bournemouth, they have a good form, but I think when the other teams start pushing through, they might be in danger as well. And then if Leeds don't pull up their socks, they're also in danger of going down.
Okay, last question. People are saying the reason why Arsenal might win the Premier League is because they are not in any other competitions apart from the FA Cup. So that allows them to rest players and perform well in the Premier League. What are your thoughts on that question or on that statement?
Okay, so we still have the Europa Cup that we are in. Okay, so the FA Cup. So it's like still 3 competitions that we can win. So we can still have a triple for the season. The people are going to talk as what they want to talk, but they just need to know that this is Arsenal season. It's coming home. So if you want to make bets, don't bet against Arsenal. You're going to lose your money, my friend. So bet for Arsenal to win the league if you're a betting guy, but then just make sure you check the log in November. It's going to be the same as it is now.
Okay, betting advice for those who want to bet against Arsenal and Man City today, as we see the odds are stacked against Arsenal. Any advice for our people out there?
Okay, tonight's game, I saw the odds like for City, they had like, I think 1.8. So it's leaning towards their side. They gave Arsenal 4. So put your money on Arsenal and times it times 4, because I think it's going to come through. Like, or you can go for the score. I'm giving you the prediction already. 2-1, Arsenal's going to win the game.
Okay, thank you very much, Kali.
Awesome, man.
Interesting conversation we had with Kali there. As you saw, he made a few predictions for the Premier League as who will finish first and who will finish last while the game plays today, and we all look forward to seeing what is on the cards. After the break, we have a globe-trotting. Stay tuned. Well, everyone claims that Benzema is back as Benzema brings back Real Madrid from the brink. Real Madrid overcame another Copa del Rey deficit on a Thursday with Rodrigo, Karim Benzema and Vinicius Jr. all grabbing late goals in a 3-1 derby. Well, everyone has seemed to rule out Real Madrid that they are very incompetent recently, having not performed so well as they lost to Barcelona in the Supercopa. Well, they have shown that they are the team to beat as they made a waste of Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey. A beautiful game that was indeed, and Madrid now look forward to the semi-finals as they will face Real Sociedad with their sights set on the finals, which might be against Barcelona once again. Wow. Beautiful game to look forward to. Well, we also have some news of rugby where Van Wyk bracings Kenya in Sydney. Well, the Blitzboks opened their Sydney Sevens campaign with a clinical workmanlike 31-5 win over Fair Africa's side Kenya on Friday. Well, the South Africans looked all focused as they ran up a 21-0 halftime lead and added to their scoreline easily in the second half, exploiting the mistakes that Kenya made. Well, after failing to make it past the quarterfinals in Hamilton and losing playmaker Selvin Davids in the process, the Blitzboks will be hoping for a better performance in Sydney and at least to make a better start, that is. Well, we have a lot to look forward to this weekend with the FA Cup that's lined up to take place, where we have the likes of Manchester City, as we mentioned earlier, that are going to be facing Arsenal. One of Pep Guardiola's good friends, Arteta, that will be facing each other in what looks to be a mouth-watering game. Arsenal have not lost a game thus far. They've only lost one game against Manchester United, and Man City will be looking to defend their title and make sure that they go away and qualify for the semi-finals, that is. Well, that's it from us here at studio. We'll look forward to seeing you again on Monday, same time, same place. Goodbye.